Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamerspro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. Yesterday was unlike a day I have ever seen before since we've been in sports media, right? Really, really crazy one. We had actually finished producing content for the day. And I was just kind of relaxing, going through YouTube, whatever it is. And then a video was recommended to me that was saying something about Shannon Sharpe and a leaked tape of him, having intercourse and all of that. And I'm like, what? So I immediately Google Shannon Sharpe to see if, this was true. And I started reading various publications. So then something told myself, okay, I want to find the video, the audio, this is true. And of course, I said the website that will always most likely have it is what? World Star Hip Hop. So I go to worldstarhiphop.com. I click on their page, and at the homepage at the top banner, who do I see? Shannon Sharpe's video. So I click on it, and it's about a minute or so video. I'm listening to it, and I'm totally confounded at what I'm seeing. I'm like, what is going on? Like, at first I'm like, is this him? I'm not sure. Then I looked at the screen because it's an IG live. I saw his name, saw 6,000 people in there watching at one point. And as I was listening, it sounded like his voice, right? And he was in there, doing whatever the hell he was doing, right? So I was like, we got to do a live about this. We do a live about it. And as we're going through the live, it's only like a 15-minute live. I'm a bit cautious of the wording, because I don't want to go out there and say something that's not true and then get in trouble, right? So as I was going through the live, I saw an article that said Shannon Sharpe denies and this and this. So I immediately changed the title to allegedly, right? Because to me, it sounded like him. But if they're saying that it's not him, then I need to be careful for what I put out there. So we finished the live, and then it says this Shannon Sharpe is going live. Right. And I see at one point, this is before the live started, it had like 8,000 something people in there. So I already knew 8,000 something people waiting. Right. And if you have that many people waiting on a live, it's going to be a lot of people. The live starts, and within minutes, there are over 150,000 people in there watching. The number at one point grew to over 260,000 viewers at one point. So Chad Johnson starts talking first. Obviously, I think that was something that was predetermined. And then Shannon Sharpe starts talking. And as he's talking, he basically confesses that, look, yes, you heard correctly. It is me that you heard in that audio. It was our PR team that put out something on my Instagram saying that, his account got hacked. He said, no, that was me. And as I'm listening to him, I'm like, bro, this dude is actually here admitting that he was the one in the audio. So what we want to do now is we want to play Shannon Sharpe's confession for you guys, and then want to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to Shannon Sharpe himself here.
I'm going to touch on what you just said in a few minutes, Ocho. There were an event that happened today. Obviously, I'm embarrassed. Someone that is extremely, extremely private, and to have one of your most intimate details, the audio heard for the entire world to hear. I'm embarrassed for a number of reasons. People count on Shannon, Shay Shay Media, Club Shay Shay Nightcap, ESPN. There are a lot of people that count on Shannon to be professional at all times. And I always try to be professional at all times. Even when I'm behind closed doors, I still try to remain a level of professional, although I'm in the privacy of my own home. And I'm very disappointed in myself, not for the act. I think there are millions and billions of people of consenting age that engage in activities. But to have your most intimate detail on the audio to be heard, I'm disappointed in myself. I let a lot of people down. My kids, I reached out to them. I called my sister. My friends reached out. But guys, this was not staged. Came in, I threw my phone on the bed, gazed in an activity. I did not know IG Live. I've never been on IG Live. I've never turned IG Live on. So I don't know how it works. And so all of a sudden, my other phone is going off and people are calling me FaceTime that I've never talked to a day in my life on FaceTime. And it didn't, I'm like, why are y'all calling me FaceTime? And after a while, Jamie Fritz, who's been my longtime marketing guy, he finally got through to me and he says, Shannon, you on IG Live. I'm like, doing what? You know, I'm like, what am I on IG Live for? I ain't hit no IG Live button. He says, they can hear. I'm like, so now, Ocho, you know, I say ask for patience. He said they can hear. And now I'm starting to get agitated again because you called me and say I'm on IG Live when I know I didn't click myself on IG Live. And he said they can hear me. I said, hear me doing what? He said, it sounds like you were having sex. Man, my heart sank. It dropped. And obviously, I run my accounts, but Jordan being the good Samaritan, the good soldier that he is, Jordan the one that cut it off. Because hell, I didn't even know it was on. Jordan cut it off. Jordan put the message up. And then after I called my agent, the agency, I called ESPN after I just got this good, tell them the truth. I said, I just got to tell them the truth. My phone wasn't hacked. It wasn't a prank. It was me being a healthy, active male. I mean, y'all thought I was bull jiving. Hey, I'll get it in. Real talk. Hey, Joe. See, I know, man. I'll be lying. I'm lying. Okay, lying.
Come on, man.
These sparks hard, Joe. And, you know, I hit one early this morning.
Come on, man.
In all sincerity, I'm extremely embarrassed that a very, very private, intimate situation, the audio can be heard. And I'm extremely disappointed in myself.
So you heard what Shannon Sharpe had to say. He was essentially confessing that, in fact, it was him in the soundbite, in the video. While we were doing our live, I've never gone live, by the way. So I was trying to understand how you can go live by mistake during a moment like that. And I went through the process. You got to go to your homepage on Instagram. First of all, you got to open your Instagram app. Then you got to go to your homepage. When was the last time, or rather, how often are you on your homepage in Instagram? Like your homepage. You're rarely there, right? Because you're not there on your homepage. You're usually on the page where you see feed and likes or whatever notifications or your messages. You rarely go to your homepage unless you want to update something, but we rarely spend time there. For you to go live, you'd have to go to your homepage, hit the plus sign, click on that, then go down to click live, then press something to now initiate the live, right? So for him to be live haphazardly doesn't seem like something that is a plausible possibility, right? It seems highly improbable that you would go all the way to being live on Instagram. I can even understand if you mistakenly take a picture on IG with your story. Or if you mistakenly do a video on your phone, that's different because your phone, you can just slide over and hit it. That happens. But in this case, you got to go to the app. You got to go to a specific page. You need to take steps to do that. But Shannon is saying that it was a mistake. There's only one thing that confounded me because as I was watching that live, as a matter of fact, I was confused from beginning to start. What was I confused by? I clicked on the live like many others to understand what the hell is going on. In the beginning of his live, this is the first time I've actually watched a Nightcap episode from the beginning. I always catch it, but I don't. Usually, it seems that they run pre-recorded commercials. Now pause. We want to show you an image of Shannon Sharpe's Instagram page of a post that he put up on his page where he says, you know, we got to go live. If you guys are looking at the image right now, what do you see? You see a bed. You see his telephone. And in the corner, you see a little black something, which looks like, you know, a condom or something. And I zoom in at the time. This is before the live, and I'm looking at that picture. I'm like, what is going on here? I thought it was just maybe they put that there to say, okay, intercourse took place or whatever. But then the live starts off. He does one commercial for DraftKings. He does another one, I think, for merch or something like that. And then what happens? He starts promoting this product, which would have similar effects to Viagra, I guess, before the show starts. And people are looking through the comments like, oh my God, what is going on here? Laughing my ass off. And I'm saying to myself, what is going on? Then he comes on and says it was a mistake. But then prior to the live starting, you're promoting this product. And you continue to promote it throughout the live. As you're saying that, oh, I'm sorry for what happened. I'm embarrassed. And I'm watching this and I'm like, is this a commercial? Is this moment being used to promote this product? Number two, if I was caught or if I was involved in something as embarrassing as this, right? I have a kid. She's 8 months old. I cannot even imagine being a parent with kids that are old enough to understand what the hell is going on. The amount of shame that I will feel will be palpable. I would want to just go hide under a bed. So for this moment to be out there and then use it as a moment to promote this product, I can only wonder, was this moment created to promote this product? Because it seems too coincidental. Some of you are like, what's the coincidence? The coincidence is this video goes viral. Before a live, you're now promoting this product, number one. Number two, if I had such an embarrassing moment, I would not even be interested in promoting nothing. We're going to go straight to the point. I'm not promoting DraftKings. I'm not promoting nothing. This is more serious than any promotion. And I'm walking away with the sense that did Shannon Sharpe just take us for a ride here? Are we being taken for a ride? Is this a publicity stunt? Because Shannon is saying that he is genuinely embarrassed about what happened, but then you're promoting this product that was also in the picture in the bed. And it just so happens that this product is related to what your show's about. I don't understand. As you guys know, Shannon Sharpe broke the internet yesterday because of a video of him having intercourse being leaked all over the internet. He then subsequently went on his show with Chad Johnson to basically tell people that, yes, this in fact happened. I did it, and I'm sorry for it and all of that. Meanwhile, promoting this sex product. But in the beginning of their show, Chad Johnson was the person that first started to talk. And as he was talking to him, he began to reprimand Shannon Sharpe. Now, why was Chad Johnson reprimanding Shannon Sharpe? If you guys remember, about 3 to 4 days ago, let's say then less than a week ago, Chad Johnson was late to an episode of Nightcap. When he got to the show on live air, Shannon Sharpe decided to reprimand him about not being professional, not showing up on time. Would you do this to ESPN? Would you do that to so-and-so company? And a lot of us were upset that Shannon was doing this to him, saying this to him publicly. We're like, this conversation could have been held behind closed doors. You're embarrassing your partner. For those of you who don't remember, Shannon Sharpe reprimanding Chad Johnson, want to play what he originally had to say to him now, and then want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Shannon Sharpe reprimanding Chad Johnson there.
And as soon as he opened the car door and he got out the car door to greet me, the car door locked by accident. So I would have been on time, but the fact that we had to wait for the tow truck and them to bring the Slim Jim was the reason for my delay in getting to the hotel a little late. But I'm here now.
Let me ask you a question. So when you go to ESPN, you have people pick you up from the airport?
Yeah.
No, you don't. When you do inside the NFL, you have people pick you up from the airport?
Yeah, at the beginning, yeah.
No, you don't. So I'm just trying to figure out why with your show, would you choose to take that route when you don't take that route for ESPN and
But I
inside
do.
the NFL?
I wasn't lying. I'm dead serious. When I fly into Philly, I have somebody pick me up from Philly. When I fly into New York, I have somebody pick me up from New York. I'm serious. And
But
hold
that
on,
ain't what they told me. I just talked
hold
to
on.
ESPN
Listen to me
travel.
now. It's documented. It's documented.
I'm just telling you.
But all you
I'm
have
just
to
telling
do
what
is
they
just
were told
search
to
my
me.
tweets. I've been doing it the past 15 years. I always do this.
I'm not saying that.
Yes, sir. Talk
but
to me now.
Ocho,
Right.
again, Ocho, this is
Right.
part of your
Right.
show.
Right.
Why would you be late? Why would you run the risk of being
Well,
late?
I didn't want to be late. I just told you what happened. I would have been on time. But due to unfortunate circumstances of him locking the keys in his car, which I documented, I was just a little late.
Why don't you, Ocho? Why don't you just have the people that you're working for just have them to
I don't
book
like
your
car
car
service.
service?
I don't like car service.
It's okay.
I don't like how them people they be mean and they be bougie. I don't like, they be in suits and ties and shit. That don't make me comfortable. That don't make me comfortable. What makes me comfortable is like being able to sit down and talk. Wait,
You want to be comfortable or you want to be professional?
No, I don't want to be. No, I want to be comfortable. I want to talk to people that I can relate to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just telling. But see, here's the thing, Ocho. You say you want to be professional. You want to do ESPN. You want to do all these professional things, but you want to take a bootleg route.
No. I want to remain my authentic self the same way I always been and do those things. Is that okay?
Okay.
No.
Okay. Let me know how that work out for you.
So you heard what Shannon had to say. They're fantastic. So what happened? At the beginning of the show, I guess they agreed that Chad was going to go first. And as he was speaking, he then got to the point where he was basically calling out Shannon Sharpe on live air for his blatant hypocrisy over Chad not being professional, not respecting the brand, not having the vision. For those of you who didn't hear Chad Johnson basically calling Shannon out on his hypocrisy, I want to play that for you now and want to come back and react to what Chad had to say. Take a listen to what Chad had to say to Shannon there.
I mean, honestly, I don't even know where to start. I'm just getting off a flight. I rush here. For one, I'm filming it inside the NFL. I check my phone before I go to the C block, and I got 73 missed calls. So I'm nervous. I'm scared because anytime you have that amount of missed calls, most of the time it's a death in the family.
Mm-hmm.
So I open my messages and, obviously everyone in the chat is understanding the situation that happened earlier today due to unfortunate circumstances. And I have to catch a flight. So I don't know what's going on. I get on the plane, I rush to the airport, I land in Chicago. So I get to Chicago. So I'm just getting to my hotel just now. And obviously I was able to catch up on the events that occurred earlier today. And honestly, I mean, I'm in a tough spot. I'm baffled. I never thought I'd see the day where you, Unc, would pull something so out of character. Let's be honest, a little unprofessional.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm thoroughly disappointed because I hold you to a much higher standard, the type of standard that you just tried to chastise me for just Saturday. So this has really sent me into a complete shock. As someone who always tries to keep everything that he does top tier, from top to bottom, especially when it comes to life, and all that you do in work and being a professional, it's disheartening to see the tables turn like this. I wasn't even sure if I was going to show up tonight after night. I honestly, I wasn't even sure if I was going to show up tonight. I was feeling a little too betrayed as a coworker. But the people want what's best for us as a show, as a duo. And clearly I had to show up and let you know, I understand things happen, mistakes happen, life happens. I was afforded a second chance at life. And as my partner, I'm going to give you the grace that I was given and give you a second chance as well.
So you heard what Chad Johnson had to say. For those of you who saw the show You guys know what I think in terms of that their interaction there. But if you didn't see the show, I want to tell you guys what I thought. I thought that Shannon Sharpe was being ridiculous. If you have issues with your partner being tardy or whatever it is, these are things you can handle behind closed doors. But I think that he wasn't being realistic because things like this can happen. Emergencies can occur. And in the case of Chad Johnson, it was an emergency. Things happen, right? Things happen. When you work with people, things happen. Something can go wrong for you. An emergency can go wrong for the next person. That's how life is. What you do is you find a way to adjust to it. Understanding that things won't always go smoothly. So for him to do that to him publicly, number one, seemed naive. Number two, I thought was wrong. And number three, now he looks hypocritical. Because, to quote Chad, what Shannon just did is 1,000 times more damaging to his brand and his reputation than Chad Johnson's tardiness. That is why it is never good to be acting like you're holier than thou, like you can't make mistakes, and start reprimanding people the moment they make a mistake. Because what happens is you're actually creating pressure for yourself. Because if you're going to hold it against me to do fine. But you better be a model of consistency. And for you to turn around less than a week later to have a video of you doing what you were doing go viral, I think that you just basically threw all of your credibility out the door. Number one. Number two, it reminds me of a phrase I heard before, which was, you can take a lifetime to build up your name and your brand, and you can lose it in a moment. It can take you a lifetime to build up a brand, years to build up a brand, but you can lose it in a moment. At the end of what occurred yesterday, I don't think Shannon Sharpe's brand comes out in a better light than it did prior to it happening. I don't believe so. I don't see how something like this can help you. I don't see how something like this could make people take you more seriously. I don't see it. I don't see it. This is not a positive thing. And to try to spin it and make it seem like it is, I think you're just being absolutely disingenuous. There's nothing good that came from this. Nothing. If you made a lot of money on that live, if you made a lot of money promoting a brand, it is not worth it. Not every dollar in this world is for you. And that's the problem with some people. People want to make every single dollar. So they'll do and say any single thing. Do you know how many topics come across my desk every single day that I choose not to cover? Do you know how many? Salacious topics that look like they'll do so. I just said, you know what? It ain't worth it. I'll let that money go. I'll let it go. Hey man, we can make $3-4 grand on that. Let it go. We'll figure something else out. You got to understand what's for you and what's not for you. And you can only understand this when you understand your brand. So we're up here talking about brand this, brand that, brand this. Is that part of the brand? Is it part of the brand? And to go out there and try to scold Chad like that publicly and then to turn around and do something even worse, bro, you think that's going to reflect well on ESPN? Oh, we're going to get to that a little bit later. As you guys know, Shannon Sharpe had a pretty embarrassing moment last night that went viral. We did a live about it. Then we saw the live with him and Chad Johnson reacting to it. At one point, they had over 250,000 concurrent viewers watching the live. It was absolutely crazy. And after it finished, I think it got like 400,000 views in the first hour. Now it's well over 1 million plus views. And everyone is talking about it. But the part that I don't hear most people talk about, rather I didn't hear even Shannon Sharpe talk about, is the ripple effect of his actions. What am I referring to? If you guys think back well, about 2 years ago, who got fired from ESPN? The person that got fired from ESPN was one Paul Pierce, former Hall of Fame NBA player, former NBA champion, decorated guy. He was, I think, during the weekend, during his leisure, having fun. He mistakenly shared a video of him live, with dancers, strippers, or whatever at his house. ESPN's Human Resources Department got a whiff of it, and they swiftly and promptly fired Paul Pierce because It didn't coincide with their brand. ESPN is owned by what company? Disney. And if you know anything about Disney, they don't play that. So Paul Pierce got fired. As this news was breaking, I couldn't help but think, how is this going to affect Shannon Sharpe's job at ESPN? Because I can't imagine that they're happy with this. If you're also aware, ESPN just gave Shannon Sharpe a new contract. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. He has a new contract. So now he is officially under contract with ESPN to, at least from best of my knowledge, make appearances on ESPN First Take multiple times a week. Then this news happens. This news comes out. It was already bad enough that the news came out. What made it worse is what happened afterwards. If you watched that live yesterday, it was a total S show. Shannon was there laughing and joking about it, and he's like, I'll take whatever comes with it. And as I was watching it, I couldn't help but think of one person. Do you know who that person was? Stephen A. Smith. Yes, Stephen A. Smith. You know, the Stephen A. Smith that's been the face of ESPN First Take for years, that proudly tells you that it's the number one sports show in the morning, and is proud of growing every single month. You know, that has all of that energy and passion invested into that show. I can only wonder what was going through Stephen A. Smith's mind at that moment. Because I'm pretty sure Stephen A. Smith was sitting somewhere and saying, bro, what the is going on right now? What the is going on? What in the world are you doing? What are you doing? Why would Stephen A. Smith be thinking this? Because Stephen A. Smith is associated with Shannon Sharpe, and by extension, he's associated Shannon Sharpe to ESPN First Take. So whenever Shannon Sharpe goes on ESPN First Take, people will be thinking about this. People will be thinking about this. So this affects Stephen A. Smith in a particular way. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. That's the first thing. The second thing, if ESPN fired Paul Pierce for that, which is less than this, are they going to keep Shannon Sharpe for this? Apparently, the backstory to why Shannon was let go of at FS1 was not because of his issues with Skip Bayless. Apparently, what I heard was it was because of what happened in that Memphis Lakers game, with him having that altercation on the baseline or whatever, the floor or whatever, the court or whatever the hell, I can't even think of it right now. Apparently, that was the final straw for the executives at Fox Sports. They were like, no, this cannot happen. Shannon Sharpe went on FS1 and apologized for that. He did. Now, here's the kicker. I think this is worse than that. I think this is worse than that. I really, really believe so. Now, I hope he doesn't get fired. Why? Because Shannon Sharpe is without a question one of the faces of sports media. He's at the top. There's certain times when Shannon Sharpe has 2 of his podcasts in the top 10 in the United States. Yes, I've seen it on multiple occasions. He holds the record for the most viewed interview in the history of YouTube. He holds the record for that as well. He's a pretty big deal, which is even more confounding how something like this could even occur. It's really, really confounding. I don't even want to think that something like this would be premeditated. Because if it is, for what? For what? But if ESPN was willing to part ways with Paul Pierce for that, a lot of us are going to be wondering what is going to happen with Shannon Sharpe. Now, obviously, Shannon Sharpe played a bigger role than Paul Pierce on ESPN. Obviously, he's a bigger draw. There's no question about this. Paul Pierce did not have a club Shay did not have a nightcap like Shannon Sharpe did. So his impact is greater, and some people may then begin to hypothesize, okay, maybe they'll find a way to keep him. Maybe he'll go on there, make a statement, apologize, and they'll move on from it. But it really has some of us out here scratching our heads on whether or not he's going to make it through this. And you better believe a lot of Shannon Sharpe's critics are going to come from the Jason Whitlocks. They're going to come for him for this one. They are going to come for him for this one, and they're going to say that it's things like this that are influencing people in the wrong way, and they're going to come for him. And he said it during the show. He's willing to take whatever barbs and darts that come with it. But I'm really, really wondering if these things that occurred yesterday are going to jeopardize his job. As I'm sure all of you are aware, Shannon Sharpe went viral for audio of him having intercourse leaking all over the internet. At first, I thought it couldn't be true. But then as it turns out, he went on Nightcap yesterday with Chad Johnson, where he himself publicly addressed it and admitted that, in fact, it was him. He expressed his contrition and all of that. But while all of that was happening, there were a lot of confusing things that were happening. And I ultimately walked away from the situation feeling very, very disappointed at Shannon Sharpe and also disappointed in sports media. Prior to Shannon going live, how did I find out he was going live? He posted an image on his Instagram that we want to show to you now. If you're looking at the image, you can see him in a bed. No, not him in a bed. You can see a bed with his telephone on it. And in the right-hand corner, you see a little pack, little thing, whatever, right? You can use your imagination as to wonder what it is. So I thought at that time they were using some type of humor. So then what happens? The live then commences, and I have never seen a Nightcap show from the beginning. But apparently what they do is they run pre-recorded ads, DraftKings and others. And prior to the show starting, which was about an hour, there was an advertisement of Shannon Sharpe, which was, I think, pre-recorded or recorded that day, of him promoting this product, which seemed to have a similar effect to Viagra. And as I'm watching this, I'm saying to myself, what the hell is going on here? Because this is a very serious situation. So why is this being marketed? And why is this the product that I saw on the thumbnail on the bed? I'm confused. I'm truly confused. So the live then starts off with Chad Johnson talking, basically telling him, hey, look, man, what you did was very unprofessional, but things like this happen. And we're kind of being lighthearted about it. And then in the midst of all of this, Shannon starts cracking jokes about his sexual prowess in the bedroom. And as I'm watching this, I'm saying to myself, what is going on here? Like, what in the hell is actually going on here? What we want to do now is we want to play the moments where Shannon Sharpe was poking fun at this situation and talking about his prowess and even where he promoted the product. So we want to play that for you now and then come back and react to the comments. Take a listen to Shannon here.
Yeah.
Shannon 56.
Yeah.
Still get it in, y'all see. But anyway, I'm just saying, Ocho. I'm just saying, Ocho.
Hey,
it
listen.
is what it is.
Listen, you boy, hey, listen, you talk about you was here when you was well. We said ain't nothing wrong with you, boy. You talk about your hips. Ain't nothing wrong with your hips.
I told you, ain't nothing slow about but his walk.
Okay.
I can't move like I once could.
Yes, sir.
But the hip's good. The hip's solid.
Yeah,
the doctor told me their last 50 years, they said them hips will still be good when you gone.
Yes, sir.
But it's tough, obviously, being in a situation like that because that's something that I've never been in. But what y'all can do, y'all can get on this row.co/nightcap and get $15 off your first order. That's what y'all can do. Ocho.
When you lift weights, we got to get you on the cart. Hit the treadmill first. Or
Ocho,
do the step,
real talk,
do the
Ocho, your boy. Hey, Ocho, I was already knee deep for about 25.
Right. I mean, how you were kind of short too in there too, huh? I mean, you was about what, a minute, 5 seconds?
Oh no.
No.
No. Hey, this ain't no YouTube short, but it's a full feature.
Okay,
come on, Ocho, come on now, don't do that. I'm
just making sure because now it's out there to the world now. Now it's out to the world, and most of the time when something like that happens and you don't know what's going on, you know. So now you're gonna have people coming at you sideways. You know, they want to see if the feature is really what it's advertised to be. So you in a kind of good position. It's somewhat of a bad thing. I think it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's nothing to be
You know,
embarrassed about. But what it does do,
yeah,
as
I'm
far as
embarrassed
your-
about it, Ocho. Damn, that's my most intimate moment.
yeah, and that, now you got to understand the attraction and the curiosity from the female species that's going to occur now, and wanting to experience.
Oh, they want to go.
Shake
They
the-
want to go a couple of rounds with the champ.
Yeah, they
If you have an allergy, like if you're allergic to peanuts, you're allergic to shellfish, bee stings, ants, or something like that, Ocho,
Yeah.
you keep an EpiPen on you.
right.
I keep these on me. So I'm just telling you, if y'all
Yeah.
ever see me sideways like this here, I done snuck you.
You heard what Shannon had to say. I want to give you guys my unadulterated thoughts. I'm definitely disappointed in Shannon Sharpe. I am. As somebody that supported Shannon Sharpe, as somebody that's been saying that he's going to be the biggest thing in sports media for years now, as somebody that loved him on Undisputed, I'm disappointed in him in ways that I can't even express. I'm not disappointed in the fact of what he was doing, because that's natural. People do that. What I am disappointed about is everything that came after it. I'm disappointed in the fact that it feels to me that this was used as a moment to market this sex product. I'm disappointed in that. I really, really am, because I thought I thought he was above this. I thought Shannon Sharpe was above this. This seems like something you would see from the dirty section. To quote Hassan Campbell, he came up with that term, the dirty section. It doesn't seem, it's not becoming of a person with his stature in society and sports media. It doesn't match. Number two, and I'm going to tell you what I told Marco, who's the co-founder of Dreamerspro. I cannot even begin to fathom the volume of embarrassment I would feel as a father who is in his 50s. I'm saying if I was in my 50s with children that saw that and had to witness their father in that moment. And then to top it off, to see me now go on the internet laughing about it, talking about my sexual prowess in front of 250,000 live viewers. What in the is going on? Number three, sports media is going to hell. Is going to is going to the dogs. There is no standard anymore in sports media. There is none. And in this moment, Shannon helped even drop the standard. He lowered the bar even lower when he's supposed to be amongst the people that are raising the bar up. He's supposed to be amongst the people we're trying to aspire to reach to be. Again, I'm not talking about the act. I'm talking about everything that it came. Now, some people say, "Oh, well, you know, you want to be lighthearted about it because they." This ain't one of the moments. There is no way to spin this. It's just complete contrition, and that's it. No promotion, no show, no nothing. You go out here, you apologize, you get the hell on. You go promote a product on the next show. It's serious. The day Kobe passed, we did a show about it. We didn't even put an ad in it. The day Kobe passed, we did a video. We didn't put no damn ads in it. This ain't a time to be running no ads. This ain't the time to be promoting nothing. This is a serious moment. Because your brand took a serious... There are people out there talking about Shannon looks messy for this. If it was premeditated. There are people out there saying, oh, I don't believe that this was a mistake. I believe that this was premeditated. So you're saying, okay, fine, it wasn't a mistake. So now why is it being a moment, being used as a moment to poke fun and crack jokes about it and promote these products? I don't get it. Y'all see we open up another channel where we're going to be talking about current events, economics, politics, business. I'm sick of sports media, or rather, I'm sick of what it's becoming. The sports media is turning into one big ass dirty section where anything and everything goes. There is no standard no more. There is no decorum. Just say whatever, do whatever. It's all for the money and the views. I'm going to think of any ignorant thing to say for the money and the views. Well, I don't want to be a part of that. I'll do it, and we'll try to maintain our standard and how we do things. But I was disturbed by that. I didn't find it to be funny. I was embarrassed. While I was watching it live, I was confounded. And I'm watching, I'm like, what is the joke? Where's the joke here? Number 2, what self-respecting person will be talking about sex in a public forum and you have kids and your kids? Who does this? Who does this? Whose parents sits down and starts talking about sex for the whole world? Who does that? Who does that? Nobody does that. Man, I am so disappointed. Not just in Shannon, but what sports media is turning into. I cannot, and I mean that. Whoever gonna feel, oh, you do no. Again, I'm not judging him for his mistake. We can all make mistakes. It's all of the other antics that came afterwards that I'm just not rocking with. That's how I feel. Whoever feel a type of way, feel a type of way. That's how I feel.